Hi, I'm Christopher Hein. Today we're going to be talking about my fifth Kumijo, which is Saito Sensei's seventh Kumijo, and that's kind of true, kind of not. It looks fairly different, and also looks different for Saito Sensei depending on when you're looking at him. The version that I do looks a lot more like the version Saito Sensei was doing in the 80s, mid to late 80s. There are other versions of Saito Sensei's seventh that look a little more like his sixth, as I interpret it. So this is the case with all martial art teachers, and I think people forget this, and it's a good time to talk about it because as martial art teachers evolve and learn more, they organize things differently and do things differently. So nothing's set in stone where it's like, oh, that's untouchable. If a teacher comes across something in their work and they say, I don't think this is very good, then they change it. And that might be a shock to someone who studied with them 5 years ago when they didn't teach it that way, and they go, oh, that's not the way. But it's like, well, that's how the teacher evolved to do it this way, right? So as long as teachers can explain why they're doing stuff, it makes good sense. So my 7 looks most similar to Saito Sensei's from the 1980s in there, like probably mid to late 80s. And it also has a different beginning than Saito Sensei shows. And I think I chose to do that because it makes it more sensible with the form that preceded that. So the fourth form makes more sense in conjunction with it. And it fits really nice as to why that would happen. Because the way Saito Sensei did it, in my opinion, is kind of a flawed strategical idea. That's my opinion without being able to talk to the man about why he made that decision. But as far as I can tell, there's a problem, and we'll talk about that when we get out there. I'm going to get Josh over here. We're going to do work. Josh? All right. So right now we're going to talk about my fifth form, which is analogous to Saito Sensei's seventh form. Very, very similar. And it starts in the Jokomai position. All right. Let's go ahead and switch. Okay, the beginning of this form is exactly like 4, the previous form to this. So when Josh comes in, I do this. Now in the last one, Josh was going to back up and use Joden-Gaishiuchi to hit me in the head. Okay. Now my solution for that was to be right on top of him and to shove him in the elbows and push him back. And also that is a way that Saito Sensei shows his seventh form earlier, and then again sometimes later when he's teaching it. So one variation of his, that actually is how the end is to drive him away. But in this, the idea is we're here, and Josh is going to stay in tight, and he's going to go to my leg. So he Joden-Gaishiuchis, and he goes to my leg, right? So he realizes that I'm going to try and charge him back. So he shortens it so I can't get to his arms, and he goes to hit my leg, right? Now the reason he chooses my leg is because at this distance, if he Joden-Gaishiuchi and went to my head, you can see he's in a bad spot in his weapon. He would rather be way out here, right? So because of that, if he just goes down to my leg, it's okay, goes down to my leg, he's now hitting in the ideal spot in his weapon, and it's a better shot, right? And if he took my leg out, then that'd be really great for him. So he transitions his arms faster than I can get under them, and he goes for my leg because he's staying in close to me, right? So we're here like this, and when he goes to do that, I turn and I defend like this. Okay, now, when I'm doing this, I'm stepping back, so if I did my job right, I'm probably just getting out of the way of it, but I could not step back far enough, or this could happen also, boom, he hits that front leg. So I want to have a defense in place, so you keep scooting away from me. So as we're here and I see that, I step back and I defend just in case, right? So I'm here, and this is basically half a Gedan-Gaishi. Okay. Now from here, what Josh is going to do is use Sube. He's going to draw his weapon back, and he's going to hit me in the side, is his idea with that. As he does that, I turn. Now this is fairly different than Saito Sensei's seventh. Saito Sensei does a different thing, but I think this is a really good thing to show. We won't see this specific movement until the 31 Kumijo, but I think it's good to initiate now. It's a good movement to use right here. Okay, now from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to whip his weapon away. So I'm going to go like this, and the idea is I want to clear my space. So if I did a really good job of clearing that, I could maybe pop him up here or do all kinds of other stuff. When I do that, though, I just continue on. So I go here, and I come back behind here, and I get to his legs, and then I hook a leg, and I pull it. Now, Saito Sensei, I don't know why he did what he did, moving things around. I think, however, it's good to show the students that you can entangle legs from that position. However, just pulling someone's leg out, you gotta be way freaking stronger than they are to just pull their leg out. But I'm gonna make a video for you guys later showing all the ways that you can use those leg entanglement methods. And it's just a nice space saver to me for it to show we could do any of those things here. So we're hooking the legs on that. So again, this form starts exactly as 4 does. I come in here. Then as he comes to go there, I step back and defend my leg. He comes in for me. I turn my hips and catch the weapon. I'm trying to clear my space. And when I do that, I come all the way back here, hook that leg, and I pull it up. And that is my 5th form, analogous Saito Sensei's 7th form. Teaches us a lot of great stuff. What if we miss the elbows when we're trying to catch the elbows on the previous form? Well, this tells us about it. Also tells us about making low leg shots when you're in a crushed in position, right? And we're gonna see that again in the next form. So if I'm in a tight position, I can use a leg shot. One way I can defend against leg shots, and there's a few ways we'll see, and this is the first one we're gonna see, defending against leg shots. How I can defend from this kind of position for anything coming in ski, that's taught here. How I can whip the weapon away here. So there's a lot of great stuff in this form, and then all the leg entanglement stuff as well. So that's my 5th form. I'm Christopher Hines, Joshua Teehee. My Solana McDaniel is sneaking slowly over to that camera right there, and we'll see you in the next video.